Okay, we're gonna move on to 7.62 by 39. This is an AR-15 chambered in 7.62 by 39 with a 10.5-inch barrel, so it's a pretty short, I guess pistol length barrel compared to your typical 7.62 by 39. I think I'm shooting it's actually pretty cheap stuff, some Max Tech steel cased ammo. And I think it's usually advertised at like 22 to 2300 feet per second. So we're gonna see how it performs out of a 10-inch barrel. Yeah, right on the money. 2194. Whoop, you got a jam. Oh wow. Let me let's load this back up in here. It's kind of surprising. I usually don't get a lot of jams with this gun. Alright. 2145. $22.01. Whoops. This thing's having slight issues. But let's go ahead and step it up to the SKS. This has a 20-inch barrel, so it's almost twice as long as that AR pistol right there. Shooting the same ammo. Wow. 2534. $24.62. $24.60. Alright. Let me get the averages real quick. So 2180 is the average for the 10.5-inch barrel. 2485 for the 20-inch barrel SKS. So you're looking at a difference about 300 feet per second. That's kind of a common theme that I'm noticing, that between like the pistol length barrel and the rifle length barrel, or at least the smaller or shorter barrel compared to a longer barrel, you're usually seeing about a 300 feet per second spread. So it's kind of interesting. I guess we're going to move on now to, see, that was 7.62 by 39. I think we're going to do some 223 right now. So let's do that. All right, if you can see me through the barrels. We're moving on to some 223. This is some PMC bronze, and it doesn't say on the box, but I'm pretty sure it's advertised at like 3,200 feet per second. So this is definitely going to be a fast-flying projectile. We're going to start with a 7.5-inch barrel out of this sort of home build, but it is a Palmetto State Armory home build. All loaded up. Wow. They always say that 223 out of like a 7-inch barrel is really not worth a damn, and I think they're kind of right. That was only 2,017 feet per second. Let's see if we can do better than that. 2002. That was a good year. 1960. I'm going to shoot one more round because that's actually all I have. And I think it has a lot to do with like how high above the chronograph's like sensors that you shoot. So I'm gonna try and shoot a little bit higher, see if we can get something more. Yeah, let's just pretend like we didn't do that. 1862? No. I forgot what the other one was. I'll go back and look on the camera, but it was around like 1950-ish feet per second. Okay. So you're basically shooting a 22 mag when you chop down the barrel to something like this, but I still love this gun. But we're going to move on now to another Palmetto State Armory home build. But this one is an 18-inch barrel. So I think this one's going to provide a lot more velocity. Whoop. Okay. $27.80. $27.27. $27.54. By the way, in case you can't tell from the my breath, it is freezing cold out here, and the sun's going down. So I'm going to try and finish this video up kind of quick. But let's move on now to, if I can get it to stay up. That's what she said. A Marlin. I think this is the X7 something. Shoot, I forgot what it's called. I'll probably notate that. Oh, there it is. X7VH. And it's got a 26-inch barrel. And an amazing trigger. Whew. All right. $29.57. And a terrible extractor. $29.02. Yeah, that extractor sucks. $29.13. All right. So I'm actually not going to add up these averages right now. I'll probably try and either notate it or say something at the end of the video. But we are really losing sunlight, so I'm just going to keep going here. I think we're going to move on to a 7.62 by 54. The Mosin. Okay, we're really losing light here, but we've got ourselves a couple of Mosins. This one is the M44. It's got a 20-inch barrel. And then, of course, we got the classic M9130 right here, which I believe has, it's like a 28.34, or sorry, 28 and 3/4 inch barrel. Some just say 29-inch. But we're going to see what the difference is between the M44 and the M9130. All right, 26.17. $26.58. $26.78. I'll notate the average. So now for the M9130 with a very sticky bolt. $27.77. 2785. $28.14. All right. So let's go ahead and move on now to the last of what I brought out. Just some 12 gauge slugs. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out for a couple of shotguns. Okay, we got a Remington 870 DM. It stands for detachable magazine. They don't make this gun anymore, and that sucks because I kind of love this gun. And I really need another magazine to go along with it. But we're shooting some Winchester Super X. This stuff is going 1,760 feet per second, as they claim at least. It is a 3-inch shell with a 1-ounce slug. Okay, 1,602. And by the way, this is an 18-inch barrel right here. $1,620. $1,580. Again, just to save some time, I'm gonna average those after the end of the video. But I'm gonna move on now to this right here is a Stoger Condor, and it's an over-under double barrel shotgun. Let's see here, I think it's a 28-inch barrel. I think it might be a 26-inch barrel, but if I'm wrong, I'll notate that. So this should be getting pretty close to that 1,760 feet per second that they're advertising. $17.14. There it is, 1770. And then for consistency, let's load up one more. I think it's the top that fires first. We're about to find out here. Oh, okay. No, it's the bottom that fires first. 1703. By the way, I'm not necessarily hurrying this along because it's I'm losing light. That is one thing, but holy cow, it's cold out here. So now that we're done, we got all of our shooting data here. I'm gonna go ahead and crunch the numbers and get back to you guys. Okay, welcome back. So I totally nerded out a little bit and made this stupid chart. But before we go over the chart, let me just point out a few things real fast. First off, I think this video could have been a lot longer, but I wanted to stick to one brand of ammo for each caliber for the sake of time and consistency. But I think it would be really cool to do a separate video on each caliber with various popular offerings to see which brand works best. So, second thing to talk about real fast, I'm rather impressed with this North American Arms mini revolver right here. It's really amazing to think that even with a non-existent barrel, 1 1/8 inch, that this was still able to get velocities of 881 feet per second, which is only 20 feet per second less than the 22 long rifle in a 4.6 inch barrel, which I was getting from the Ruger Wrangler. So just right off the bat, this a lot of people like to talk smack on these mini revolvers, but clearly there's actually a purpose for something like this. Then going from a 22 mag to something that a lot of people think is just as effective as a 22 mag, A lot of people will say that a 223 out of a 7.5 inch barrel is comparable to a 22 mag, but I still think that there's plenty of benefits in having a short barrel AR-15. First of all, a 223 traveling at 22 mag speeds is still plenty lethal. I mean, heck, a 22 mag is plenty lethal. Also, you're talking about similar performance from a 223 that a 22 mag would only get from a barrel that's at least twice as long. Then it's also all about the application in which you're using the firearm for. For me, this is a PDW / home defense weapon. If I'm using this weapon inside my home, there's less of a chance of a round ending up in my neighbor's house as opposed to a full-size AR-15. And then let's talk about the projectile itself. Or typically most people have a 55 grain 223 since they're the most common. That's what this one is. May not be as good as something like a 62 grain, but let's just compare what most people are using. A 55 grain projectile is about 27-28% larger. Sorry about the math here. I know it's boring, but it's about 27 to 28% larger than a 40 grain bullet, which you would find out of, where is it? Here we go. This 22 mag. Or of course a 22 long rifle, which is a significant increase. Plus, the 223 has a Spitzer design bullet, which is better for penetration and aerodynamics, where the 22 mag or 22 long rifle just has a round nose. Also, I'd say likening a 223 to a 22 mag is from a 7.5 inch barrel is really just an outdated comparison. A more fair comparison or a modern approach would be something like the 5.7 or the 4.6, which thanks to CMMG are now being offered in a wide variety of AR style pistols. And this being under half the price of a Banshee, with the ammo being not only less than half the price of a 5.7 or a 4.6, but also much more widely available. Now, there is one major downside, of course, to an AR-15 pistol, and that is the massive fireball and concussion that this thing produces. I actually have nicknamed this the flamethrower because of the fireball that you see shooting out of the front of this thing, especially with that sound forwarding device. But the fireball and concussion can actually be mostly offset by getting a quality can up front, and which I plan on doing. I actually have one in ATF jail right now, and hopefully, I don't know, it's all up in the air, but maybe 4 or 5 months down the road, I'll actually be able to suppress this thing and shoot it with a lot more comfort and a lot less, I guess, flash and just all that crazy fireworks and concussion going on with each and every shot. And then I'd say this is definitely going to be a very good home defense weapon. And so with that stuff out of the way, let's move on to the numbers. I got this sheet right here, and I'm just going to go over it really quickly here. There's plenty of data, but you know, I guess you guys can freeze frame it if you really want to see. But so the Ruger Wrangler to start off with, which is the was shooting the Remington Thunderbolt 40 grain, got an average of 901, and with the Rossi Rio Bravo with an 18.5 inch barrel, I got an average of 1194, which is a 293 feet per second difference. And then moving on to the 22 mag out of the mini revolver right here, like I was saying, got a 881 feet per second average with the CCI Maxi Mag. The Taurus 941 right here, which I love this gun. It's a great gun. I was getting an average of 1350 feet per second, which is a 469 feet per second difference over this little guy right here. And then, which I don't have on the table obviously because it's a little too big, but the Rossi RS22 mag with a 21 inch barrel was getting an average of 1825 feet per second, which is a 475 feet per second increase over this Taurus 941. Moving on to the this old Polymer 80 right here, which it's kind of working out its kinks right now, but it actually worked pretty well in the video, at least for those 3 shots. You're looking at 1067, or sorry, not 1067, 1062 average, and then moving up to a 5-inch barrel. Yeah, by the way, 3.4-inch barrel. Moving up to a 5-inch barrel, the average was 1167, 105 feet per second increase over the P80. The Freedom Ordnance FX9 with an 8-inch barrel was getting 1,257 feet per second, which is moving really quick for a 9mm, and which is a 90 feet per second difference over the 5-inch barrel, which I do not have on the table as well. But moving on to the Taurus 605, for 38 special, it was just getting an average of 745 feet per second. So actually, this thing was actually shooting a projectile faster than that 38 special over there, which, I mean, obviously you're looking at a 40 grain bullet compared to a 158 grain bullet. By the way, this is the 38 special right here, 158 grain bullet. But in comparison, it's just really incredible that this thing, again, was shooting those little 40 grain projectiles 881 feet per second. All right, I apologize. That'll be the last time I mention this guy right there. Maybe. We'll see. I'm just so impressed with this thing that I'm probably going to mention it one more time. So the 357, though, out of the same gun was getting, where are we? 1,060 feet per second, which is a 315 feet per second difference between 38 special and 357. If you guys have never really seen it, they look almost identical. The 357 on the right there is just a little bit longer than the 38 special. So to get that much of an increase is pretty incredible. All right, so let's move on to 45s. We've got our Gearson 1911 right here with a 5-inch barrel, getting an average of 804 feet per second. And then the Foxtrot Mike FM45 with an 8-inch barrel was getting, or I think an 8.5-inch barrel. I can't remember. But anyways, was getting an average of 948 feet per second. Still well under the sound barrier, so it'd be really cool to suppress that Foxtrot mic FM45 sometime. But that was a 144 feet per second increase over this Gearson right here. Then the 629 Classic, made by Smith & Wesson with a 6.5-inch barrel, shooting the Hornady 200 grain, was getting an average of 1566 feet per second. And then this Rossi Ranch hand up here, which, by the way, this thing, I do got to say something about that. That thing blew me away with just how fast, with just how fast this Rossi Ranch hand was launching those 44 mag projectiles. It was going 1,903 feet per second, which is a 337 feet per second increase over the 629 with the 6.5-inch barrel. But one thing that's pretty cool about the Rossi Ranch hand is it, one of the numbers that I got for one of the rounds was 1892. And in case you guys don't know, this is based off the old Winchester 1892. So it's kind of cool that it was launching a projectile at that same number. So the AR-15 in 7.62 by 39 with a 10.5-inch barrel, we're getting an average of 2180, and then the SKS with the 20-inch barrel, almost twice as long, was getting an average of 2485. So 305 feet per second difference there. So the AR-15 pistol, which we got right here, that was getting an average of 1993, which it's very low, but like I said earlier, it's highly effective, very comparable to something like a 5.7 or a 4.6. But the 18-inch rifle, I was getting averages of 27.53. And then the Marlin X7 VH with a 26-inch barrel was getting averages of 29.24. I definitely expected this to have a higher average. I definitely expected to break 3,000 feet per second, but clearly that did not happen. And one small caveat about the rounds I was using, these are about 8 or so years old, something like that. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but also this is a 223 compared to a 5.56, which I know a 5.56 definitely flies pretty fast compared to, or not really fast compared to this, but a little bit faster. You're definitely going to be reaching, speeds of like 3,200 feet per second with a 5.56 over a 223. But also one thing that's pretty surprising with a 26-inch barrel, you think you'd be pushing this thing pretty fast, but these are measured from the manufacturer out of a 24-inch barrel. And I might kind of show you guys a snapshot of something that I found from PMC's website, which shows them testing this at 3,200 feet per second out of a 24-inch barrel. So less than 2 inches, of this Marlin X7 VH, and they're somehow getting faster velocities than I was getting. But I'm thinking, there is a limit to how long you want your barrel to be, and 26 inches for a 223 probably is too much. 26 inches for something like a 308 would probably be fine, but a 223, I think a 26, I'm guessing 24 inches is probably the max, and 26 inches is just overkill, or underkill, I guess, maybe in this case. But I guess moving on to, we got the Mosins. We got our M44 with a 20-inch barrel, using the surplus 140 grain ammunition. This is just some random surplus stuff that I got, 10 years ago, and I'm still shooting the same, 880 round case that I bought about 10 years ago. So this stuff has lasted me forever. But, this stuff came from like the 70s, so this ammo is easily like 40 to 50 years old. But I was getting average of, 2651 feet per second out of the M44, and then the M9130 with a 28.75 inch barrel, I was getting a 2792 feet per second average, which is only 144 feet per second faster than the 20-inch barrel. I actually thought there might be a little bit more of a spread, but still, 141 feet per second is pretty significant. And then lastly, moving on to the 12 gauge right here, which I had the Remington 870 with an 18.5 inch barrel shooting the Winchester Super X 1 ounce 3-inch shells. I was getting an average of 1,600 feet per second. And then that Stoeger Condor with a 28-inch barrel was launching those 1 ounce slugs, an average of 1,729 feet per second. I actually got a 1770 reading right there, which was the middle shot, and that's just crazy fast for a 1 ounce slug. And between the two barrels, it was a 129 feet per second increase over the 18.5 inch barrel. So with this crap out of the way, just want to point out a few more things here. It's really cool to think that we went all the way from a 1 1/8 inch barrel to a 29 inch barrel, or just under a 29 inch barrel. So, which is just a massive difference, and really shows you the array of what a firearm can do. And as long as this 2-part video was, I really want to do a 3rd part exploring a few more things like 5.56, which I did not test, regrettably, versus a 223. And also maybe redoing the whole 223 test in general with some newer ammo. Not to say that's going to make a difference, but I just wasn't really satisfied with the results that I got, which was, you know, like I said, under 3,000 feet per second out of a 26-inch barrel. I just thought for sure I'd be breaking 3,000, but you know, we might, you know, revisit that further down the road. And then also I would love to try something like a 308 versus the 762 by 54R, because a lot of people compare this round with a 308, which I also did not test. So if you guys made it this far into the video, first off, I applaud you. I don't think I could sit through a YouTube video that's damn boring, but thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.